Hi there, and welcome to the Education Mental Health Practitioner Programme. This video was made by the Anna Freud National Centre for Children and Families.
Children and young people spend a large amount of time at school. It is understood that at least 3 students in every classroom are struggling with mental health problems. This affects students' learning.
But with growing demand on mental health services, children and young people and their families often don't have access to the mental health support that they need. It was time for things to change.
Training for education mental health practitioners, otherwise known as EMHPs, began in January 2019. As this is quite new, you may not have heard what an EMHP is.
EMHPs aim to improve access to psychological therapies for children, young people and their families. EMHPs do this by using evidence-based principles to provide low-intensity interventions for children and young people who are experiencing anxiety, low mood or behavioural difficulties.
EMHPs may also run groups or workshops in educational settings for children and young people, as well as for parents, carers and school staff.
Importantly, EMHPs work together with schools. They work in primary schools, secondary schools and colleges to support children, young people and their families. They will also work with school staff to improve well-being across the school as a whole.
EMHPs use a person-centered approach which puts the young person at the heart of the support that they receive. They will also help create a supportive network around the young person to maintain future well-being.
To explain this better, let's hear about Jamie's story. Jamie is 13 and loves school, but over the last few weeks his mum and his teachers have noticed that he isn't concentrating as well as he usually does and doesn't seem to hang out with his friends as much. Jamie felt like he had a big black cloud hanging over his head.
His school teacher explained that if he wanted to, he could chat to Sophia, the school's new EMHP.
Jamie met with Sophia for the first time at school to talk about how he was feeling. Sophia helped explain what low mood was and they discussed goals that Jamie would like to achieve. Throughout their sessions, Jamie and Sophia decided to look at a self-help guide for low mood. Sophia then worked together with Jamie and his mum to put into practice some of the ideas they talked about.
Jamie was able to track his progress during sessions by filling in questionnaires on Sophia's laptop using an online system called Pod.
Over the weeks, Jamie could see his progress using the graphs generated by Pod. Jamie really liked this as he could look at his progress in relation to the goals that he had set.
Jamie really enjoyed this way of working as he felt that he was listened to and that his views counted. It gave him practical ways to improve his own well-being and to reach the goals that he cared about. He could also use the ideas that he discussed with Sophia after their sessions were finished and share what he learned with his friends.
EMHPs work using evidence-based principles to guide a young person to achieve their own goals. What's great about EMHPs is they are based in schools and colleges, so are more accessible to young people and their families. What's different about the EMHP approach is that they put the young person at the centre of what they do. They focus on empowering the young person and their family to look after their mental health in very practical ways, just as they might look after their physical health. This helps fight stigma and supports the young person to develop positive mental health strategies for their future.